The Time-Warp Café. Part 1. In a small, quaint town named Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering lake, there stood a cafe unlike any other. The Time-Warp Café was its peculiar name, and it was renowned for serving not just coffee and pastries, but also a curious experience. The cafe was run by an enigmatic barista named Elias, known for his silver hair and emerald eyes that seemed to hold secrets of centuries past. What made the cafe truly special was a mysterious old grandfather clock that stood in one corner. Legend had it that this clock possessed the power to transport its patrons through time. Many townsfolk considered it nothing more than a charming tale, but there were others who believed, and they were about to embark on an extraordinary journey. One sunny morning, a young writer named Clara, curious and adventurous, stepped into the Time-Warp Café. She ordered a cappuccino and a cherry pastry, taking a seat near the old clock. As she sipped her coffee, Clara noticed a strange sensation. The world around her seemed to blur, and the cafe's ambience changed. The clock's pendulum swung back and forth, and Clara found herself in a different era, a bustling 1920s jazz club. She was adorned in a flapper's dress, and a handsome stranger named Leo asked her for a dance. The two twirled and swayed to the rhythm of a live jazz band, laughter and joy surrounding them. Hours passed like mere minutes in this magical world, and when Clara returned to the cafe, her cappuccino was still warm. She couldn't believe her eyes, it was as if no time had passed at all. Word of Clara's adventure spread through the town like wildfire. And soon, the Time-Warp Café was teeming with eager patrons. People visited from far and wide, hoping for a glimpse into the past or a glimpse into the future. One day, an elderly man named Samuel entered the cafe. He had lived in Willowbrook all his life, and his eyes glistened with nostalgia as he ordered a cup of Earl Grey tea. As he took his seat by the clock, he wished to revisit his youth, the days of innocence and first love. The clock transported Samuel to a serene summer's day in 1950. He found himself sitting by the same lake that now lay before the Time-Warp Café. There, he met a young girl named Evelyn. They spent the entire day together, sharing stories and laughter. When Samuel returned, tears welled up in his eyes. He realized that the magic of the Time-Warp Café wasn't just in its ability to travel through time but in the way it allowed people to relive and cherish precious moments. The Time-Warp Café became the heart of Willowbrook, a place where people could experience the past, cherish the present, and even catch glimpses of the future. Elias, the enigmatic barista, had created a haven of memories and dreams, where time had no boundaries. And so, the legend of the Time-Warp Café continued to grow, drawing people from all walks of life, each with their own story to tell. In the end, it wasn't just the coffee and pastries that kept them coming back, but the timeless magic that lived within the old grandfather clock, a magic that turned ordinary moments into extraordinary adventures and made every visit unforgettable. As the legend of the Time-Warp Café spread, the small town of Willowbrook began to see a transformation. Tourists flocked to the picturesque town from distant places, drawn by the promise of experiencing the magic that the cafe offered. Willowbrook's economy boomed, and the townsfolk watched in wonder as their quiet town turned into a bustling hub of activity. Elias, the mysterious barista, had always been a keeper of secrets, and as more and more people visited the cafe, he revealed some of the stories behind the clock's enchanting power. He explained that the clock was a gift from his grandfather, an eccentric inventor who had discovered the time-warping mechanism hidden within it. Over time, Elias had learned to control the clock's abilities to ensure the safety of its users. Patrons could visit the past or future, but only as observers, unable to change the course of history. This rule ensured that the delicate balance of time remained intact. The Time-Warp Café became a place where generations connected in ways unimaginable. Grandparents shared stories of their youth with their grandchildren, and parents revisited the past, reliving cherished moments with their children. People seeking closure could visit pivotal moments in their lives to find answers or make amends. One particularly touching story involved a mother named Sarah, who had lost her son, James, in a tragic accident when he was just a child. She had never been able to say goodbye properly. With a heavy heart, she stepped into the cafe, ordered a cup of chamomile tea, and sat by the clock. Sarah found herself transported to a serene garden from his childhood, a place where she and James had played together. Tears welled up as she watched her young son laughing and chasing butterflies. She held him close, whispered words of love, and finally found the closure she had been seeking for years. The Time-Warp Café wasn't just a place to revisit the past, it was also a source of inspiration for countless artists, writers, and inventors. The ambience and the promise of encountering history's greatest minds drew creative souls from all over the world. The café became a hub of artistic innovation and intellectual discussion, fostering an atmosphere of collaboration and exploration. Visitors often found themselves discussing philosophy with ancient thinkers, sharing tea with renowned artists, or debating scientific breakthroughs with visionary inventors. The Time-Warp Café had become a living time capsule where the past mingled with the present, fueling innovation and creativity. Elias, the guardian of the clock, had a deep connection with the café. He was its heart and soul, ensuring that the magic never waned. But Elias himself remained an enigma. Some said he was a time traveler, while others believed he was the guardian of a time-traveling legacy passed down through generations. As time went on, Elias grew older, and his hair became whiter, like the very clock he guarded. Some wondered what would happen when he could no longer tend to the café. But Elias reassured them, saying, "The magic of the Time-Warp Café lies not just in the clock, but in the hearts of those who seek its wonders. As long as there are dreams and memories, the café will endure." And so, the Time-Warp Café continued to thrive, its legend expanding far beyond Willowbrook. It remained a place where people discovered the beauty of the past, celebrated the joys of the present, and glimpsed the limitless possibilities of the future. It was a testament to the enduring power of dreams and the magic that could be found in the most unexpected places, reminding all who entered that time was but a construct, and the heart held the true key to unlocking its mysteries. As the Time-Warp Café continued to enchant and inspire, it also attracted the attention of researchers and scientists from around the world. They sought to understand the mechanisms behind the time-warping clock, hoping to unlock its secrets for the benefit of humanity. One renowned physicist, Dr. Amelia Hawthorne, dedicated herself to unraveling the mysteries of the café's clock. Her passion for understanding the intricacies of time travel led her to Willowbrook, where she spent countless hours studying the clock's workings and consulting with Elias. Their collaboration became a testament to the fusion of science and magic. Amelia's breakthroughs were groundbreaking. She discovered that the clock tapped into the collective consciousness of humanity, allowing patrons to experience moments that were deeply meaningful to them. It didn't manipulate time, it simply provided a window into the memories and emotions of those who interacted with it. News of Amelia's discoveries spread like wildfire, and her research became a sensation in the scientific community. The Time-Warp Café became a hub for groundbreaking experiments in consciousness and time perception. Scientists and philosophers gathered there to exchange ideas, and the café's walls filled with equations and theories. As the café's reputation continued to grow, so did its influence on Willowbrook's culture. Local artisans began crafting intricate timepieces, inspired by the café's enchanting clock. These artistic creations became highly sought-after souvenirs, sold in quaint shops lining the town streets. The mayor of Willowbrook, recognizing the café's significance, declared a time-warp festival every year, attracting thousands of visitors. The town square transformed into a vibrant marketplace, filled with artists, craftsmen, and food vendors, celebrating the magic of time. But amidst all the excitement and wonder, Elias remained a figure of mystery. Rumors abounded about his agelessness and the extent of his knowledge. Some believed he was an immortal guardian of the café, while others thought he was a traveler from a distant future. Elias, with his enigmatic smile, continued to serve coffee, offer wisdom, and maintain the clock with a quiet grace that deepened the café's allure.